So hello students, and what we're doing now, we're looking at scanning, which is one of our reading comprehension strategies. And what we should do before we go ahead, I think we should just have another quick reminder as to what scanning actually is. So pardon me while I get this piece of paper out. Okay, here's our little poster about scanning. What is scanning? So scanning is a fast reading technique. We've got this boy here. He's quickly looking over some information within a couple of pages in that book. So he's probably not looking through the whole book, but he's looking particularly to find the exact information on something. He wants to find out what it is that makes a volcano erupt. He's saying maybe there's a picture, maybe there's a title with some information underneath. So he's scanning to find that particular piece of information within the text that he has in his hand. So you can use scanning to find information on a topic, and what you do is a quick kind of a little bit of reading. So you're kind of skimming, you're scanning, you're just reading some of the words and thinking, oh no, it's not in that paragraph, no, it's not over there, no, that doesn't, oh look, this bit here, it looks like it might be here. So then you slow right down and you go very carefully to read the exact piece of information that you need. So you can find this poster and read this poster, and this poster is going to make sure that you understand exactly what scanning is, and you'll be able to use it to make sure that you do know what scanning is, and then you'll be able to do this activity with me. Okay, so let's have a look at this. I'm going to have a look at this particular piece of text. You might have seen this recently in your reading comprehension work. This is called Two Great Artists. Okay? Two great artists. And so we are reading about both Vincent van Gogh and about Paul Gauguin. Paul Gauguin. Okay, so I could read every single word on here, and I could read every single word on there out to you right now, but I'm not going to do that because this is a lesson about scanning. So this is about how to find information without needing to read every single word. You've already read it, probably. You should probably have already read it, but in any case, in order to find that information really quickly that you want without reading every single word, this is how we're going to do it. Now let's have a look. An example of that would be using this reading comprehension exercise that comes with that, and it tells us that we need to find out a few particular things about these two great artists. And the particular things we want to find out are the place and date of birth, the place and date of death, the cause of death, the father's occupation, the artist's early occupation. First of all for Van Gogh and also for Gauguin. Okay, so that's two different people, but we want to find out all of that information for. We don't want to read every single word. We don't need to read every single word. This is one of the things that really good readers do. Sometimes they don't read every single word. Really good readers who understand what they're reading are often able to leave out whole big passages because they can just find the bit of information that they need. Sometimes it's important to read every single word. Sometimes it's important to do some scanning instead. Okay, so if you wanted to find the information here about Vincent van Gogh, now remember that this lesson is not an I do lesson, this is a we do. So I want you to join in a bit, have a go at it. I'd love it if you've got a highlighter in your hand. I'd love it if you've got this bit of paper out and having a go at it. So if you haven't got this bit of paper, maybe you can stop, find it or print it or whatever you need to do so that you can work along with me. If you really, really can't get that bit of paper, that's okay. Watch along and see if you can join in a little bit. Okay, so first thing, place and date of birth. So I'm looking for things about date of birth. Let me see, I'm just going to start at the top of the page. What could I find that might tell me, oh, tells me date of birth here because it tells me when he lived. And not only that, but if I have a look over here, look at this. It's got when he lived. When he lived was from 1848 to 1903. So this guy was clearly born in 1853. This one was born in 1848. I don't know if it's going to tell me anything more than that, but that's probably enough. See, I scanned, I got some information. The next little bit says, and so I might actually highlight on there, see, it's in yellow, and I've highlighted on here in yellow where those bits of information are. I try to make it super easy for myself to be able to see where that information is. So I'm going to put the lid on that one and pop it away, and you get out a different highlighter now. A bit of a green one. You might do this a whole different way. It's the way I'm doing it. Okay, so right now I'm looking at this. What's the next question I've got? the place and date of death. So I'm going to use this one, highlighted with my greeny coloured marker. And now I'm going to look on here. Place and date of death. Oh, guess what? Place and date of death. Well, I don't know where he died yet, but I know it was 1890. And now, you know what? I'm going to guess that if I wanted to find out where they died, it's probably going to be near the bottom because it's like the story of his life and the story of his life. So I can just go down the bottom here. It's probably not going to be in here like it's got, he started to draw when he was a young child. That's not about where he died. A young adult, he worked for a firm of art dealers. That's not about where he died. Joining his brother in Paris to continue his art studies. That's not about where he died. Attracted by the strong sunlight in the south of France, he moved to Arras. Well, that's not about dying. After treatment, oh, look at this. So I'm right down here. After treatment in a French mental asylum where he where he produced 150 wonderful paintings, Van Gogh seemed better. Then unexpectedly he died of a gunshot wound, but the gun was never found. Van Gogh died of a gunshot wound, and it was when he was living at possibly when he was living here, hey, in the south of France, in French. Well, it was a French mental asylum, right? And that's where he died. It says he was in a French mental asylum and then he died. So I'd say he probably died in a French mental asylum in 1890. So that's the information, those two green bits is the information that has to go here. Where did Van Gogh die? In a French mental asylum in 1890. What about this guy, Paul Gauguin? So you can look over here. Now we found where when he died was that year there, wasn't it? Okay, and let's do the same sort of thing. We can look down. We can look down here. Okay. The French painter, sculptor, printmaker, ceramic artist and writer Paul Gauguin was born in Paris. Oh, that's that other bit, isn't it? That's where he was born. He was born in Paris. I'm just going to highlight Paris because that bit there, Paris, goes with this part here. There, that's the year, and that's where he was born. And that goes with the yellow part on our, that goes with this yellow part on this piece of paper here, see? See, that's where he was born. Oh, for Gauguin, where he was born and when. Okay, but I want when he died. So let's keep on going. As a young man, that's probably not about when he died. Could be, but it's probably not. Following the stock market crash in 1882, well, that's probably not about when he died. It's probably going to be near the bottom, isn't it? A more exotic environment, more personal and creative freedom than was available in France. He used money from the sale of some of his paintings and moved to the French colony of Tahiti in 1891. A little bit later here it says 2 years later he returned to France to show his Oh, there we are, right at the very bottom in that final paragraph. See, I'm scanning and going past lots of stuff here, but in the bottom final paragraph it says, I'll read it to you. I'll hold it up where you can see it. Here, it says, Gauguin continued to live and work in Tahiti. As his health deteriorated, he set up home in the more remote Marquesas Islands. After a number of heart attacks, he died there, poor and alone. So where did he die? The Marquesas Islands. So I'm going to go Marquesas Islands. I'm using my pen to highlight Marquesas Islands. Oops, sorry, Marquesas Islands. He died, poor and alone, in the Marquesas Islands, and we know what year it was, don't we? Because it's up here in 1903. Okay, so you can see that by using my highlighters and looking at that table of questions, and without reading every word, I'm able to work out all the answers for this table. Now, I bet you've already done that, and if you haven't, you could do it now. So you could print it out, and you could follow along with that activity. Or see if you can find those pages and follow along with that activity and see if you can answer all of those questions, you know, because we've even got more questions there, haven't we? Using my orange highlighter, I might say, cause of death. How am I going to find out what made them die? Well, the same technique. I'm not going to read the whole thing every time I want to answer a question. I'd be here all day. So instead, I'm just going to have a look down and see. Now, I already know that the information about them dying was pretty much at the end, so I can kind of scan through, but I probably just need to look down here and see if I can find out how he died. See if I can find out how this guy died. Okay, how did Van Gogh die? He died of a gunshot wound, right? There it is, a gunshot wound. It's right there in that final paragraph. I could just scan down and find that. How did Gauguin die? He had a number of heart attacks. Okay, so he had a heart attack. Okay, he died from a heart attack. All right, so just by using our scanning ability and perhaps a marker or a pen, like I just did pens mainly on that other article last time, didn't I? We can use our amazing scanning techniques to find the information that we need and not have to read every single word every time. And that is one of the great strategies that really good readers use, one of our reading comprehension strategies, and a strategy that is like a smart and methodical way to do something. So you're being smart if you use these strategies. Okay, I'll see you next time, and we'll do some more work on reading comprehension strategies. Bye-bye.